Hi, hello, good day everyone. I am Kiran Kumar Sapati, a PhD student from McGill University, Montreal, Canada. I am working under Professor Sharmishta Badra. We are uh, we are basically working on uh, piezoelectric composite based acoustic sensor. Uh, as you can see, uh, our topic is today's topic is piezoelectric composite based uh, acoustic sensor, uh, which uh, which is soft and flexible, and also we prepared using it with commercially available materials and with simple fabrication techniques like spin coating, curing, and printing. And yeah, uh, coming to the background of flexible electronics, as most of you must be aware, might be knowing, and the flexible electronics gives the important feature is like it gives conformality to a wide variety of surfaces, and the another important feature is uh, their sensory properties like piezoelectric and dielectric and electric properties can be modified according to the requirement of the application, and we can get closest matches to our requirement application requirements, uh, and that's why these piezoelectric composite based composites with polymer and paper based composites are getting uh, uh, are getting appeared in sensor and sensory applications and sensors and energy harvesting applications as well. And and yeah, the goal of our uh, work, this work is um, to develop a piezoelectric based substrate with soft. It should be soft and flexible, and also uh, and also with simple manufacturing techniques, as I told you before, and with commercially available materials. Uh, so and for the composite, we prepared the composite with PGT particles, PG and PDMS as matrix. So PGT is a piezoelectric ceramic with very good piezoelectric properties, uh, which has a peroxide structure with titanium or zirconate ion in the center and surrounded by oxygen and lead ions. And for those who are not familiar with piezoelectricity, piezoelectricity is a property of developing a net electrical polarization when the material is subjected to a mechanical stress and vice versa. So coming to PGT again, it's uh, it has good sensory properties compared to its another most popular piezoelectric ceramic, barium titanate, and uh, and it's also chemically inert. And the Curie point, the high Curie point of PGT, which gives an edge in sensory operation with high operating temperatures compared to barium titanate, which has very low Curie point around 110 degrees, So, and coming to the matrix, we used PDMS, which is polydimethylsiloxane, which is another widely used polymer matrix. The the important feature of the PDMS being it is used as in many different composites is uh, like you can control the flexibility of the film, PDMS film, like the Young's modulus with the right amount of cross-linking agent you add to the PDMS base, and also it's chemically inert and it's biocompatible as well, uh, and uh, and also thermally stable to high temperatures. And coming to the PJT PDMS composite which we prepared was like is very soft and I'm sorry for that. Soft and flexible, which you can see from the figure, which can roll over on a uh, on a pen or pencil, like and which has very low Young's modulus around in the order of 10 MPa compared to another piezoelectric polymer which is PVDF, which has Young's modulus near around 2 or 3 GPa. So and and also, yeah, this compound is theoretically we are not tested it, but theoretically it is stable up to 250 degrees, as PDMS is thermally stable up to 250 degrees. Even PJT, the Curie point is 300 degrees. So this compound is stable up to 250 degrees. And also we measured the uh, scattering parameter S12 response, the forward transmission response of the sensor, which gives very low attenuation, that means low insertion loss, which is very low compared to again the another popular piezoelectric polymer PVDF. And and coming to the fabrication, the fabrication starts with preparing the solution with PJT nanoparticles, uh, and and PDMS and cross-linking agent, and then we disperse the particles in the solution well by mixing it, and then uh, and then we spin coat the solution on a FR4 substrate, and uh, the FR4 substrate is chosen because after the curing of the of the of the solution, you can isolate the film very easily with the use of FR4 board, and and we prepared these films in actual different volume percentages, though we report only one volume percentage results here in this article. We prepared different volume percentage. Again, volume percentage is the volume percentage means this is the proportion between PJT nanoparticles and the total PDMS solution. And here you can see the cross section SEM image of the film as well. The white dots all over the all over film were like were the PJT particles, uh, and then PJT particles. And coming to the characterization, uh, you can see we have measured both uh, piezoelectric constant and dielectric constant for all different types of all different volume percentages of films. And we actually these results are from our other article, which is already published in IEEE sensors. So we were able to achieve a 78 picocoulomb per Newton. Actually, we used a electroforce meter to apply a standard force on the film across the film. The film is placed and the force is applied from the top, and and uh, uh, and we also measured the dielectric constant, which we were able to achieve of an 10 uh, for 28 volume percentage film. And for the fabrication of sensor, um, the we placed the film on a FR4 board, stretching it and 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 holding it using a Scotch tape, and then printing the IDT pattern on the top on a Volterra printer. The IDT pattern you can see from the figure. Uh, Sorry, I maybe I should move the, yeah, you can see the IDT pattern from the figure. Um, Actually, it is a 800 micron wavelength design. That means 800 micron is the distance, is the wavelength, is the distance between two alternate fingers, uh, and also the the stretching is required to create a tension, which will be tension in the film, which is essential for a acoustic sensor for better propagation of acoustic wave. And also the two nodes of each transducer, like one signal and ground, are connected to SMA connector for further connecting it to VNA. And we also printed the back plane, which essentially improves the capacitance of the sensor and also boosts the signal strength. And coming to acoustic sensors, uh, when whenever a piezoelectric substrate is having a IDT pattern on top of it, and which is when excited using electric signal, a an acoustic wave is generated and propagates through the substrate. So when these acoustic wave encounters some physical parameters, say like temperature, force, pressure, etc., uh, it will the acoustic wave velocity is affected somehow, and which in turn this phenomena can turn into a acoustic sensor. So 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 when the thickness of the substrate it become is very less compared to the wavelength of the IDT pattern, so the acoustic propagation, the acoustic velocity becomes much lesser and lesser. It becomes a function of this thickness to wavelength ratio. So this is the special case of Lamb wave, which is called flexural plate waves. So so this case of very low acoustic wave velocity is exploited in flexural plate wave sensors, and these flexural plate wave sensors are having very good mass sensitivity and also calls for low frequency operation, and which in turns reduces the operational cost as well. And here is the setup of our temperature measurement. As you can, sorry, I'm sorry. As you can see, the our sensor is placed on a hot plate, whose temperature is being controlled using a temperature controller, and then the film's temperature, the PJT PDMS film's temperature was continuously monitored using a temperature gun, and the response of the film, the S12 response is being again continuously monitored using the VNA. And as you can see, excuse me, I'll move my, maybe, I don't know, you can see the figure. Yeah, as you can see that from top right corner, that is the S12 response for 4 different temperatures. As you can see, as the temperature increases, the curve is moving towards right. That means the resonant frequency is continuously increasing with temperature, as you can see in the bottom figure, and which has a positive sensitivity, and also it is which is pretty linear. And the most important thing is the attenuation of the response is almost same. That means that the attenuation is not changing. It has with the temperature. And also we calculated the temperature coefficient of frequency, which is pretty high value, which means this uh, shows this is very good temperature sensor uh, as well. Yeah, concluding the things, we can say that we have developed a piezoelectric composite based sensor which is soft and flexible with simplest of manufacturing techniques, and the temperature sensor got a very good thermal response which is linear as well, and not only that, these sensors are able can be used to measure other physical parameters such as force, pressure, pressure, stress, strain, etc. We wish to explore those avenues also in future, and see the response of the film. We are very much eager to know the, yeah, other behavior of the other behavior of the sensor for different physical parameters. And yes, these are my references for this work. Um, and yeah, you please uh, send your questions or any comments are welcome, and you can send those to the email ID provided here. And I first of all, I thank the audience for your time and patient listening. And also, I would like to uh, I would like to thank Flux 2020 for accepting our work, uh, and huge appreciation for administration for bringing out all this together and making this thing happen. And in spite of the difficult times we are facing right now, and good luck everyone, and thank you everyone, and thanks.